And we're ready to go.
Okay, here we go. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Kirsten Evenson. It is April 3rd, and this is our fourth month of Mindset Monday. The whole purpose of Mindset Monday is to just share with the larger team the incredible training and inspiration that we get from our company and especially from our leaders on this team, Chris and Nikki Cotton. Um, Heidi and I have been sideline buddies since I joined this company almost 6 years ago, Heidi. Can you believe that? And it was just an honor to me when I asked Heidi to come up with a topic, and it's just so perfect for us, the personal work that Heidi and I have done together, which is just feels massive. And of course, how in the way that it relates to being successful in our lives and in our businesses. So I'm just so excited to introduce Heidi Biggs tonight. She's a British-born hairstylist. She's a preventative health advocate. She's a wife of a soccer coach and mom to her fur baby, Zico. So we have that in common as well, because I only have cats. She has a background in personal training, nutrition, and bodybuilding. She has overcome digestive disorders, seasonal allergies, receding gums, and more vitality through this health journey. And boy, if you guys have not heard Heidi's health story, absolutely reach out to her because it's phenomenal. Heidi is on a mission to inspire healthy living around the world, and she's so passionate about educating and providing families and athletes, anyone who's longing for more tools to energize, nourish their cells, improve finances, and to live a vibrant and more positive life. So it's a really yummy, juicy bio. And I'm just going to have a yummy, juicy Heidi Biggs take this away. And we're going to have really, she's just amazing, you guys. If you have not met her in person, hopefully you will meet her at our upcoming conference, because she is truly, Heidi, fantastic. And I'm going to let you take it away from here, Heidi.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks for that awesome introduction. And Kirsten and I have been just such good friends for quite some time now, like you said, like 6 years. And we just, wherever we are, we always kind of, even if we're miles and miles apart, we're always checking in with each other and just gravitate to each other. And I also want to just really give a huge shout out and thank you to Chris and Nikki Cotton, because if it wasn't for them, I don't think we would have, well, we probably still would have gravitated to each other, but the path that we've been on with this personal growth, personal development, and personal change work, and the programs and the courses that they've introduced us to, and the Juice Plus company have introduced us to with like Brave Leaders, has really kind of given us the mindset that we have today, and that's led to the success that we've had this far, and the success that we will have in our future. So I just want to just thank you, Nikki, for sharing always with us. And at the end of the day, you guys, if you are on here and you want to take advantage of any of these courses that are available to you, just go for it. Because at the end of the day, those leaders that have had that success, success leaves clues for sure. So, just follow what your leaders do, and who knows what might happen. And with that, I used to kind of think that if I could just think positively, that my goals would be enough and that they would come true. But then when I was introduced to the concept of really holding like strong mental pictures in my mind, it was an absolute game changer, you guys. Like when you have a strong mental image in your mind and it's specific, it's like you close your eyes and it's like you see it before it happens. So with that, I'm just going to have us all dive in straight away and just do a little exercise with me. So, but before we do that, I want everyone to kind of just really get comfortable in your seat. Just ignore what the day's had, unless it's all positive, good stuff, then keep that sucked in. But just forget any of the bad stuff that's happened in your day. Forget the kids in the background. Just, this is your time. This is you here right now. I want you to just take a real deep breath in through your nose and then out through your mouth. And then one more. Right, I want you to keep your eyes closed. And I want you to think of something that you've always wanted. It could be a car, it could be a dream house. It could be a vacation. And whatever that is, I want you to play along. I'm going to use a house just because that's what first came to my mind. But I want you to close your eyes and really think about what that thing is. And I want you to be really specific. So for example, if that house, you're pulling up in your car, what does the driveway look like? Is it a pebble driveway? Is it paved? Is it asphalt? And as you get out of your car and you're going up to that front door, how big is it? What color is it? Now you've opened up the door and you're walking into your entryway. And perhaps as you walk in, there's a view, there's a big window. And maybe you can see the ocean or mountains, perhaps a field or a meadow. And now you're doing a 360-degree circle and you're looking in your living room. What does the furniture look like? Are there plants? Is there a mirror? Now we're going to move into the kitchen. In your kitchen, is there a center island? Do you have a double oven? What color are the cabinets? Does it have handles? Do the cabinets have handles, and what do they look like? And then we're going to move into the bedroom. Now, this is the master bedroom. Is it on the same level? Or do you go upstairs? What do the stairs look like if you're going upstairs? And as you walk into the bedroom, is there a view out of the bedroom window? Maybe you're seeing that mountain or the meadow or the ocean. And then as we walk into the bathroom, how big is the shower? Can you fit 10 people in your shower? Is there a huge bathtub? What do the taps, the faucets, what do they look like? And I want you to open your eyes. And if anyone's willing to unmute and just in a real couple of bulleted words, short sentences, share what it was they saw and how it felt. Or put it in the chat if you prefer.
Heidi, I can go ahead and share because we are building a house. And so it was really easy for me. We're in the design process. So it was very easy for me to envision the final product and just the feeling of expansiveness and relaxation that that the view and just the openness provides. So I would say expansive, calm, and grounded.
Oh, I love that. I can't wait to come visit.
Yes, I know.
Let me ask you a question though, Kirsten. Was there any paint peeling on the front door? Now, I guess it's a little different for you because you are building a brand new house, but was there any dust anywhere? Or
oh, heck. Oh, no. It was all perfect.
Or any lime scale on the top around the taps?
None at all. No.
Right, it looked perfect. And that's the difference between having dreams and goals is we think that they are going to work out perfect too. And that the road to getting there is going to be perfect. But life just isn't like that, right? Put a 2 in the comments if you agree. Like life is like a roller coaster. Ups and downs and twists and turns, and life happens everywhere to us all the time.
This is Heidi from England.
And okay, so now let's start about thinking about our business and our goals. Like you may have this perfect vision of achieving your next position or your next rank, and you think that the road is going to be just the same. It's going to be super perfect. And we know that that's not the case. I just said it's going to be twists and turns and life's going to happen. Now, I'm not saying that we don't keep those strong pictures and those strong images of reaching our goal. In fact, I really encourage you, if you have a goal of reaching the next rank or the next position, I want you to imagine yourself walking across the stage and seeing like what you're going to be wearing and who's going to be in the audience down below cheering you on. I want you to really have those strong pictures. But what is more important, I feel, along the way, the biggest part is the journey. And I think seeing yourself doing the activity is way more important, because that is the activity that's going to basically help you get to your goal. And when you have purpose and confidence, and you imagine people saying, yes, that's when you have that really strong vision. You're more likely to carry out that activity that it takes for you to reach that goal. So when you have that goal in mind, and there may be a few, we really need to become that person that we want to be for that rank. So for example, if you're a QSC right now, put a number 1 in the comments in the chat if you're a QSC, and number 2 if you're an SC. See what we got. We got some QSCs. Awesome. So if you're seeing if your next position is an SC, then perhaps you may need to become an SC. Maybe you need to imagine yourself as an SC, but you've already hit that goal and you're doing the activity that an SC would do. And for some people that could mean, instead of hiding behind a text message, that you actually call a person. Or if you haven't had an in-person event on your own for the first time, maybe that's what you do. Or if you're concerned about, I don't know, like my biggest fear, who's afraid of public speaking here? Yeah, that was my biggest fear. You know, they say that's the number 1 fear, even bigger than death. I think that's crazy, but it was so totally true for me. Well, then maybe imagine yourself giving that speech and then feeling the power at the end result when everyone's like giving you a standing ovation at the end. Because your vision, when it identifies with your purpose and it's aligned, you and your team are aligned with that, and you've got a collective goal, really helps define your future success. Without knowing where you're headed, it will be challenging to set short-term and long-term goals that will keep your business growing and keep that momentum. So communicate your vision with your team, your sideline buddies, especially those with similar goals. I'm part of a group. Tamara's on the call tonight. Hey, girl. And there's 5 of us, and we're all going for the same goal. And we are keeping each other accountable every single day, because we all know what our goals are. And we break it down to those little goals. You know, share it with your family if you can trust them. If you can trust them to actually really hold that vision for you. And friends as well that have the same values, because when they have the same values of success, they will be more than happy to hold that vision for you. So what steps can you take to hold that vision? I'm curious on this call, who on here, put a 4 in the comments if you do affirmations. Anyone else do affirmations? No, am I the only one? Oh, no, here we go. Affirmations are great, but the really important thing to do is to really picture your goal or activity while you're doing them. Meditation is also another great way to hold that vision for your future. But very often, you know, when you do meditation, like, you know, you want to clear your mind and just really concentrate on your breath. But I don't know if you, like me, have monkey mind, where your brain's just going crazy. Well, if you've got something on your mind, why not switch it to your goal and your, you know, the activity that it will take, but in a place of gratitude versus desperation. And then obviously there's visualization of prayer. You can also write a vision statement that you can read daily. You can even share that with your team. And then perhaps everyone on your team reads that daily. And then when you get on your team call, you all read it together so that you're really on the same page. Or you write out a goal plan and look at it daily and maybe make some small changes if there are necessary. But there are small steps that you need to achieve to get that goal. And I want you to really visualize yourself doing them. So I'm curious if people are open to this. I would love for you to put in the chat One scary thing to do with your business and an activity in your business that you're scared of. I want you to put it in the chat. I want to see. Oh, I love that, Nikki. Beautiful sleep affirmations. I love it. Okay, Kirsten, asking people to join your team. Anyone else? Anyone else open? Asking someone to do a 3-way call. Yeah, I hear you. Inviting, asking for the sell. These are great. What I'm going to challenge you all to do right now, and I want to thank you for, first of all, being vulnerable and sharing with me and being transparent, is I want you to take that goal and I want you to really push yourself. Be playful, be creative, because at the end of the day, when you think it's possible, it will be possible. And I want you to really think of that goal. Think about what it is, and it could be hosting an event. Now, if you're afraid of hosting an event for the first time, there are no excuses for that. There are way more options than excuses. Because at the end of the day, imagine, just what's your excuse? Your upline lives in a different state. That's no excuse. Nikki's been in Oregon before, and I've Zoomed her in. She's done a presentation for me. Maybe you could do the same thing. Your upline does the presentation, you provide the snacks and the fun, and then maybe your upline stays on for 20 minutes to answer questions, right? There's no excuses. There's so many options. Maybe it is like Kirsten said, inviting to the team. You've got so many really fun people on your team. Why wouldn't you want more of those fun people on your team? Visualize yourself doing those scary, bodacious activities. Imagine yourself confidence. Maybe do the Wonder Woman stance. And then break down your goals into monthly, weekly, and then the daily activity, which like I said, is the most important. And do not let your fears and concerns get the better of your mind. I heard someone recently on a podcast call them ants. Has anyone heard of that? Automatic negative thoughts. Christ knows I get them all the time. But I've really learned to be able to switch those negative thoughts to a positive one. When they pop up in my mind, I recognize them. And it's almost kind of like doing a little surgery and removing them and just saying, no, okay, what's the opposite of that? What's the positive part of that? And when you do that over time, it becomes a natural practice. So I'm going to encourage you to do that. Maybe write down whatever it was you put in the chat, or if you didn't put it in the chat, write it down on a piece of paper, share it with write down next to it the opposite of what it is you're afraid to do, and then share that with your upline. And then let them help you achieve that and get you closer to your goal. So I want you to ask yourself, what am I going to do versus what I think I should do? And then turn that into the positive. Be playful, be creative, and just think of what's possible. At the end of the day, there was no Olympic gold athlete that achieved gold by going for bronze at the end of the day. So I do want to share before I go and open it up, I know we're out of time, but I do want to share this quote that I found. Can you see that? Hang on, let me move this. Oh, there we go. Be brave enough to live the life of your dreams according to your vision and purpose, instead of the expectations and opinions of others. And I love that. That's by Roy T. Bennett. And that could also be the opinion that your brain has of itself that isn't true. So that's all I've got. I hope that was helpful for you all. And thanks for Kirsten for the opportunity.
I so appreciate you, Heidi. And it just feels like you were able to really pull from so much wisdom. So many of the classes and tools that have been imparted on us, I feel like you truly embody and really live it. So I so appreciate you just putting this amazing training together. I got a lot out of it, and I think we can take it off of live stream unless we want to open it up for questions. What do you think, Nikki?
You're muted.
Does anybody have any questions? Sometimes the questions are sometimes the best part of it if somebody has them. Anybody have any questions?
So true.
Any thoughts about what they do to create future vision for yourself?
I have a question and kind of a thought. So both of those. Thank you, Heidi, for that. I agree. The concept of like, one of the things I want to say about the thoughts is like, you write things down doesn't mean you have to do them. Just write them down. Like for me, that's what I've done. I mean, I may write the same goal down 100 times, like a daily action kind of goal, but I'm not necessarily doing it every day. But if I'm, I get there, just putting it down doesn't mean you have to do it. It's kind of like the memory jogger, like don't judge it. Don't judge the person's name before you write it down, or instead of writing down. But my question is, Heidi, what did you mentioned something about writing down that goal that thing you're afraid of, and then write the opposite.
Yeah.
So basically,
yeah, see if you can figure out what the opposite thing is. So if it is,
yeah,
you'd rather send a text message and you're afraid to make that call, write down next to it, make that call. It really can be that simple. Also, like Kirsten, if she's afraid of inviting team to join our, invite people to join her team, then I would encourage her to write down on her dream team list, or a lot of people call it the chicken list. We don't use that language in our team. That's our dream team or our power list. So I would just encourage you to, do the Wonder Woman stance before you make the calls and before you do the inviting.
So kind of what I'm hearing you say, Heidi, is let's just say I am really afraid of inviting people to my team. That's what we're saying. What seems like a cool thing to do is do the opposite and turn that into an affirmation. I am getting braver every day about inviting people to my team, or I am brave inviting people to my team. It's a great way to come up with affirmations that are super personal to yourself. If you look at your fears, write them down, and literally write the opposite of that to create an affirmation that's perfectly suited for you.
Yeah, just like Tamara Rowland, I love inviting people to my team.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of my affirmations, it's just interesting, is that I easily and confidently invite people to my team.
Perfect.
I don't feel it yet. My palms are sweating just saying that, but I do have an affirmation card there, and I really, it's been a focus of mine. So does that help, Beth?
Yeah, that does help. And actually on the affirmation, I used to have one that would see, now I got to go back to my affirmations too, Kirsten. It made me think. But one of mine was, I attract healthy, positive, excitable team, or people to my team.
Love it.
Awesome.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Heidi, the other thing I was going to bring up, like being able to visualize in the morning how your day is going to unfold, spending that time and visualizing the outcomes that you desire. But that also goes for our phone calls. So before you pick up the phone, visualizing the outcome of the call.
Absolutely.
And the outcome that you're desiring, not like I'm hoping this is going to go well, but really be bullet pointed and really visualize the outcome and how excited that person is going to be to hear from you. It really helps a lot before you pick up the phone.
That is so true, Kerry. I'm glad that you brought that up. I remember, I forget who it was now that said that, like, imagine that you're giving this person a gift. And imagine their face that they're getting this gift. So if we could, imagine like that outcome every single time we pick up the phone or we invite someone to take a look. Oh my gosh, can you imagine how much more fun that would be? That's great. I'm glad you brought that up. Thanks, Kerry.
Can I just chime in one more time? Kerry, you reminded me of something when I was interviewing for a job one time that I really wanted. And somebody said, ask God to step in before you go into that interview, or when you sit down in that interview. And so physically you can move back, move over, and let God sit in. So if you physically ask God to sit in and take over, it really makes a difference. I got that job, by the way.
Congratulations.
That was a long time ago.
That's great.
That's so awesome. All right, well, unless anyone has any other questions, I think we're good.
Thank you so much, Heidi. And I look forward to the next Monday Mindset, which is May something. I haven't even checked the date, but it'll be the first Monday of every month. And we just had incredible trainers and speakers so far, and May will be no exception. So have a great evening, everybody, and thanks for spending this time with us.